We're going to be going through our business introduction presentation. So it's about a 45-minute presentation. Afterwards, you're very welcome to come speak to me, ask me any questions. For those of you on the live stream, you're very welcome to ask any questions on the live chat. I think Jane is monitoring the live chat, so I'm sure she'll be able to answer you through that. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We've been in operation for nearly 70 years, so since 1952. It's a brand that you're probably not familiar with because Constantia has never dealt with consumers or the public before. Constantia has always only dealt with other financial institutions, but for the first time through DuePoint are we now extending this opportunity directly to members of the public. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there. We've got a number of Financial Services Board licenses, so you're free to go look at those licenses. They're on display on our website. You can go to the FSCA website, type in Constantia, you'll see all the licenses come up there. They're on display above our water cooler outside in the foyer. So we take credibility very seriously here at DuePoint. And from this moment on, we're hoping that the people that decide to join us here at DuePoint start building this relationship, this long-term relationship with us, so that they can start building trust in this business that has aspirations for sustainability and longevity for people in South Africa. The senior staff here at DuePoint are these people up on screen. So the first three characters are registered chartered accountants, Brendan, Tim and Stacey. They look after all the boring stuff in our business like accounting, auditing, all the regulatory requirements. Myself and Jane are the two non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in network and referral marketing, which is fairly important to our business because even though we're an insurance company, our growth in South Africa is dependent on our ability to work in the network marketing space. And Jane brings that international experience to our team. And then myself, I've been working in advertising for over 25 years. I ran my own company, a digital agency, for about 15 years. We operated very much in the financial space. I did a lot of work for the different banks, particularly in Investec. So we've got our other client service staff, we've got our admin staff. The mandate of the staff, so our focus as staff of DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us here at DuePoint. We want to see people that decide to collaborate with us being effective and profitable as quickly as possible. And if we can achieve those two things, we think we'll have a very happy team of individuals here at DuePoint, because that's really what we're about. We're about wealth creation. Very quickly, we look at the circumstance that South Africans find themselves in. I'm not going to harp on too much about this, but we look at just the amount of risk that being a salary earner poses today. We can't rely on salary anymore. Over are the days where you can join a company and expect to stay with a company for the next 45 years. It's not going to work. Welcome, gents. Grab a seat. David, good to see you. I hope you've served lunch to everybody. You haven't run out. But really what our business is about mitigating that risk. It's about getting rid of the risk that is posed to us in our current economic environment that we find ourselves in. We look at average salaries are going up about 3% a year. Inflation is sitting at 4.5%, and I'm sure everyone is feeling it in their pockets. So everyone knows individually, I don't have to go on too much about it, that we need to start taking control of our income because the economy is not going to change in the near future. The last budget speech I listened to, which was a week ago, they reckon we'll only get to 3.5% growth in 2021. Right? And so the prospects are still very long-term with regards to the economy. We need to start taking control of our income now. And so 2.5 years ago, the DuePoint system was launched. Constantia launched this business in February 2016. We have aspirations in mind, not only for ourselves as a business, but for the people that join us in this business. We want to have a social impact, and that social impact is about wealth creation. Our business is not only about income generation. We talk about wealth creation. That is the language here. And so you'll think, well, what's the difference between generating more income and wealth? There's a massive difference because someone who's earning additional income is not necessarily wealthy. I always disparage these rich people that live in this area. Yeah, in Johannesburg and Bryanston, we've got lots of sports cars driving around. Everyone seems to be wealthy, but someone could be earning 200,000, 300,000 rand a month. But if they're just bonding a bigger house and they're financing a 5 million rand car, are they wealthy? They're not wealthy. They just owe the bank more money, right? And so when we talk about wealth creation, what we actually want people to do is to use DuePoint to leverage themselves to a position where they can become debt-free. We want to see, and this is just a dream, it's a hope, it's an aspiration. We want people to pay their debt off as quickly as possible. Because if you really want to become a wealthy person, you can't carry on owing people and other institutions money. Get rid of your debt, and then we start focusing on wealth. And we create wealth through the ownership of assets that we own. And hopefully those assets appreciate. Hopefully they create annuity income. And that's where true wealth lies. How does our business work? As a guest, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint, the DuePoint system. Once you join us, we refer to you as a wealth engineer. So that's what we call everybody, wealth engineers. As a wealth engineer, you are tasked with going out and building this thing called a channel of distribution. That's what you need to do for DuePoint. You need to build us a channel of distribution into which we will market and sell our products. How do you build a channel of distribution? You go out and you tell other people about DuePoint, about the business opportunity. Everybody's moaning. Everyone has necessity. So it's an easy thing, right? You go out, you tell people, come watch this presentation. And if you're successful in that process, if you can connect people to DuePoint to ultimately become wealth engineers and product owners, that is you being successful at building a channel of distribution, and it leads to a host of benefits. Number one, yes, you get to create additional income for yourself. You get to pay yourself a second paycheck every single month. But the nature of the income is very much centered around wealth creation. We do not create once-off, salary-based, activity-based, commission-based, sales-based income. What we do here is we pay you recurring income based on the channel of distribution that you built. Recurring income, sometimes referred to as passive income. Some people call it annuity income. I fondly refer to the way my father described it to me when I was a lot smaller. He said it's the ability to make money while you're sleeping. That's where true wealth lies. If you can figure out a way to make money while you're sleeping, then you've got a secret in your hands, right? And that's exactly what we do here at DuePoint. We create this recurring income, right? So this is a massive benefit. I always speak to people about prioritizing their time. If we look at our time over 40, 45 years, and it's quite a scary thing, it's quite daunting to think that we will spend 45 years working for somebody else. With what prospect? To get retrenched, to retire one day with nothing to show for it, right? Without any ability to pass wealth onto our children. So why do we spend 45 years focused 8 hours a day working for somebody else? That's a question I pose to everybody. If your time is so precious, why do you spend the majority of your time focused on a business that is someone else's benefit? Here at DuePoint, you get to focus on yourself. You get to build wealth for yourself. Right? And so recurring income is part of that wealth creation. Power duplication, it's your opportunity to go out and build a team around you that will build, or at least help you build your channel that much faster to create greater recurring income for yourself. Everybody knows if you build an effective team, way more effective than trying to do something on your own. Right? So do that. Make sure you build a good team. Flexi time, the nature of the technology that we have in place here at DuePoint allows you to build your channel of distribution anywhere in the country at any time of the day. You can connect someone in the Western Cape this afternoon who can join your team without any expense to you, maybe a little bit of data expense, right? That's because of the technology. So use the technology. No startup capital. We've designed this business to be very low risk. You are at liberty to consider and try this business without the fear of any risk being involved. That is a powerful benefit, right? That should say something to you. That should say to you, this business has confidence in themselves that they're not trying to take as much money at the beginning as possible, right? They've designed it to have this very low barrier to entry because we've got full confidence in our business. We want to develop long-term relationships that are built on trust and credibility. And so if people can just get into the door with this business, and it's very easy because there's very little risk involved in this business, they can start to build that trust and that relationship with DuePoint and start to understand that this is where wealth can be created, where they can actually change their lives. There's no qualifications or experience required in our business. It just makes this business accessible to as many people as possible. You get to build an asset that you have ownership over. So we keep talking about wealth. Wealth is the ownership of assets, and your channel of distribution here at DuePoint, you own your channel of distribution. It means you can sell it for whatever reason. Maybe you want to immigrate to Australia. You can sell your channel of distribution, right, if you so wanted to. You've got that freedom. It also means that DuePoint doesn't retire you or retrench you. When you get to 60, 65, there's going to be a month, which is going to be the last month you get paid an income. And the month after that, you get nothing, zero. You go from earning income to earning nothing. And then you've got to look back and go, have I spent 40, 45 years putting together a pension fund that I can survive on? And I can tell you over 90% of South Africans, the answer to that question is no, I haven't. Then they've got to go look for another job. They speak to their children, say, listen, I'm not getting income anymore. I'm now burdened to my children. And that's reality for over 90% of South Africans. Here at DuePoint, we will carry on paying you through your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, and even when you die, that wealth that you've generated, that channel of distribution that you've built, gets passed on in your will. You can cede it to your spouse, to your children. You can leave your DuePoint business to your beneficiaries. And so I'm hoping people will be happy to sacrifice time building an asset instead of just focusing on traditional employment. There's no selling involved in our business, so you don't have to speak about our products at all. People don't get this point, because last night I discussed it and someone came to me and said, if we can't talk about anything, what do we talk about? I said, no. You don't talk about the product. DuePoint is split in two. The one side of DuePoint is products, right? The other side of DuePoint is business opportunity. You don't talk about product. That is my job. My job is to talk about product. I've got a license with the Financial Services Board that says I'm licensed to talk about the products. No one in this room is allowed to talk about product. That's a great thing. You don't want to have to go sell insurance and investment products this weekend. What you're going to be doing is telling people there's a business opportunity. Come spend 45 minutes. Come watch the presentation. The presenter will tell you about the products. Don't ask me questions about the products. The presenter will tell you about the products. And so there's no selling involved in our business. And because of the nature of our products being financial in nature means we don't have stock and distribution concerns. There's no boxes of product that you have to go with home with today. There's no space issues. You don't need a boot. You don't need a garage for storage, right? And so the products are convenient in the sell. So this is the list of benefits in the DuePoint system. I'm hoping that already your mind should be made up and going, this looks like a good business. Because if you look at any business, this is almost a checklist. Do they create recurring income? Do they allow power duplication? How risky is it to get involved in a business, right? How much money do I have to put up? Is it low risk or is it high risk? Is it an asset that I have ownership over? And is it a product-based business? Do I have to worry about product? Do I have to become a product expert, or do I not have to worry about the product at all? So that's the list of benefits. Your success here at DuePoint, though, is very much dependent on your ability to build a channel of distribution. Remember, I said you build a channel of distribution by going out and telling other people about DuePoint. This is an example. In this example, this person's connected 5 people to DuePoint, right? So they became wealth engineers and product owners, and then those 5 people went out and started connecting other people. This is the power of duplication. You want to make sure you bring strong people in at the beginning so that you can have a strong channel. What is a strong person? A strong person is someone who has the resources to do this business. You don't want someone sending you, please call me, please pick me up, please give me a lift, please show me how to open a Gmail account, please show me how to use the internet, please show me how to use a smartphone. Those are not people you want in your business. As much as they might need the business, right? They won't help your business. You have to constantly decide. You're going to look at someone, you're going to have to make a judgment call, you're going to go, is this person going to be good for my business, or are they going to be a burden in my business? All right? Bring strong people in so you can build a strong business. When you have a strong business, then you can be charitable and help the people that need help. All right. Connecting people at the beginning is not charity work. It is business work. So be very discerning about who you bring in the business. So this is what a channel of distribution looks like. You're getting paid for every single product owner that you see on the screen every single month. Right? So I'm going to show you a little more about how you earn based on your channel of distribution. My warning to everybody is that success is not a line. It's not a straight line. It is never a straight line to success. Never. If you're talking about marriage, you're talking about parenting, you're talking about being a good church-going member, you're talking about entrepreneurship, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. That's never easy, right? If you want to be good, if you want to be the best, if you want to be successful at anything, it's like this. Ask David, he knows. Ask Patrick, he knows. Ask Francina, they know. They know it's not easy. If this business purports to be able to change your life, it can't be easy. No one can just change their life like that, right? And so this is my warning to you. Be prepared to do this business when you don't feel like it, if you want what we can deliver here at DuePoint. So that is a quick warning to everybody. Our 4 products here at DuePoint are the products I'm about to show you. They are all financial in nature, and they are designed again with wealth in mind. We are not promoting these arbitrary products. We're not trying to sell vitamins or milkshakes or trying to get you to buy funny toothpaste. We are trying to change people's lives from a financial point of view, and our products reflect that. We've got investment products, we've got insurance products that protect your assets. One of the biggest mistakes people make is when they start struggling, they cancel their insurance products. And they put themselves at massive risk. Imagine you've got a car, and now you suddenly start to run on hard times, and you decide, no, I'm going to cancel the insurance on my car. Right? And then you have an accident. The insurance products are designed to protect your wealth, right? At least not to create greater burden. And then we've got a final product, which is a lifestyle product that we'll see right at the end, again with wealth in mind. So the first product is Access Wealth. It's an investment product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment account, right? So that's a actively managed fund that your money goes into. It resides with Sanlam. It's actively managed by fund managers. We've got fund administrators involved. You've got full access to that investment. There's no notice restriction period on that investment. You can draw it out at any stage. And then on top of that, we give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. So you get a little bit of insurance with this product. If you're killed in any form of accident, we'll pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand. Right, and by the way, DuePoint's paid out 100% of our claims in the last 2.5 years. Those people that we've paid out, their lives have changed because of the insurance that they've had in place. How many people die in South Africa only to leave burden behind? Right, they might cover funeral costs and that's it. Right? A lot of our products do a lot more than that. So this is the investment product. The second product is personal accident death cover only. It's going to cost you 249 Rand a month. So this is only insurance. 249 a month. You get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. And the beauty of our personal accident death cover is that it's accessible to everybody. It doesn't matter what your age is. As long as you get in between the ages of 18 and 69, anyone can get in this product pretty much, and it doesn't matter what your health status is. So if you've got a heart condition, you're diabetic, the premium doesn't go up. The premium stays the same for everybody. So this is a wonderfully accessible product. Everybody can take out this product at the same price. Then we've got Family Wealth. So this is a funeral cover product that covers you and your family. It starts at 299 Rand a month. You get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 family members. And then for you, we give you 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So if you die, we will cover 10,000 Rands worth of your liability that you might have, in other words, money that you might owe to other people. And then you can increase this cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. And again, the beauty of this product is we don't discriminate against anyone. You can get in between the ages of 18 and 69, so it's pretty much everyone can get in. The premium doesn't change based on your age, and it doesn't matter what your health condition is, anyone can get in. Doesn't matter what pre-existing conditions you might have. Again, wonderfully accessible product. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is not a financial product, it's actually a lifestyle benefits product. So Wealth Points cost you 299 Rand a month, and its aim is to reduce your cost of living. So think about the money that you habitually spend every month, right? We call it our cost of living expenses. So what we've done is we've gone to a number of businesses and we've negotiated discounts with them, which we pass on to our Wealth Points members. So always on Wi-Fi data, typically 100 Rand for a gig, you can get it for 36 Rand a gig. What's that? 63% discount. ShopRite Checkers, 2.5% off your entire trolley at ShopRite Checkers as much as you want to shop there. And then the discounts vary with the rest. We've got some online retailers. Hershey's is very popular. The Entertainer is great because you get pretty much half price at hotels and restaurants through the Entertainer that you get access to after 6 months. We've got car manufacturers even. So I was very fortunate. I went and bought a bakkie from Ford, They gave me the same price I was quoted 5 years ago. Crazy, right? So almost 100,000 rand off they gave me. I think it was worth the $299 I was paying, right? So if you're looking for immediate benefit, Wealth Points is a wonderful product to have, and we don't lock you into anything. You can change your product month to month. You can cancel your product at any stage. No one gets locked in this business. All right? There's more information on our website if you want more information, but they are straightforward products. Quickly to describe our business model to some people who are interested, the main difference between us and a business like Prime Meridian Direct down the road, which Brendan started with his brother, is the fact that we don't do any marketing and advertising. Most insurance companies do a hell of a lot of marketing and advertising. It's probably their biggest line item in their managed accounts. That number is massive because if they want to sustain themselves or grow, they have to keep spending money on marketing and advertising. We don't do any marketing and advertising. Instead, we rely on word-of-mouth marketing. We rely on our wealth engineers to go out and connect people to DuePoint. And so we can take that portion of the budget that we typically would have spent with media companies and publishing companies, we take that budget and we give it to our wealth engineers in the form of 2 programs that we have here at DuePoint. So the 2 ways for you to benefit is through our returns program and the rewards program. The returns program is the recurring income. It's the most important. It's the power behind DuePoint is the recurring income. And we pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every product in your qualified channel, right? So remember the people you keep introducing to DuePoint. For every successful payment they make every single month, you earn R27.50, but it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. The closer the product to you, the more you earn. The further the product is away from you, the less you earn, right? So it starts out here. You connect 5 people to DuePoint. Those 5 people lie on what we call your first point. Your first point is closest to you. And on your first point, you get paid 55 Rand for every product. So if you've got 10 people on your first point, you're earning 550 Rand. Then when those individuals go out and connect other individuals, that product lies on your second point, and again you get paid 55 Rand for every product every single month. And then your channel will carry on growing whether you like it or not, right? So the further the product gets away from you, all the way to the 8th point, the multiplier drops down to 4% by 0.8, so you're earning R1.10 on 0.8, but we don't stop you there. You will keep earning beyond 0.8. We don't limit you on the size of your channel. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. There is no limitation, no year modes. We don't cut you. We don't reset you. We've got people that have even left DuePoint years ago and they're still earning, right? Because we pay you for the channel, not for your activity, right? So the onus is completely, this is all time and numbers. Time and numbers. You take care of your first point, and time will take care of the rest of your channel, right? Unless you disappear and we don't see you, then you don't know what's going on, right? So people still want to understand, well, how much money can I earn in this business? How much money do other people earn in the business? We built a projection over the next 5 years to make it a little bit easier for you to understand what activity is required, so how much work is required to get to a certain amount of recurring income. This example that we have here is based on the activity of bringing 3 people into the business in your first month, right? So November, we're right at the beginning of November, you've got lots of time. Bring 3 people in your first month, get qualified, and then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to bring in 2 people. So 3 in your first month and then 2 every other month for 5 years. And if you can do that, this could be your 5-year plan, right? So after 6 months, you'd be earning about 2,500 Rand. Now, people will make a big judgment call on this. They'll either decide, oh, that's reasonable, or that sounds like a lot of work, 6 months of work just to earn 2,500 Rand. We all have different opinions. I'd love to look in each of your brains to see what you're thinking, right? But I want to quickly show you the value of 2,500 Rand, because what we do, I know this because I make this mistake many times a day, is I think like a consumer. You say 2,500 Rand, I know what I can buy with 2,500 Rand. You say 10,000 Rand, like I did my tax returns and the receiver actually paid me money. Immediately I spent that money. I thought, ooh, I can go buy this, I can buy that, right? And that's how we think as consumers. How often do we look at money, especially if we're making an extra 2,500 Rand, do we go, oh, let me pay my debt off faster. Let me pay the car faster. Let me put the money into the bond. We never do. We never do. We want to spend the money instead, right? I want to show you the power of putting money into your debt, because it's the same as investing. If you want to become wealthy, get rid of your debt first. Then you can start focusing on wealth. So here's someone with R1 million bond. They owe the bank R1 million for property that they finance because they want to become a property owner. Everyone wants to own property, right? It takes a long time to own property. On R1 million, with a 20-year bond in place, at Prime Plus 2, you're paying 11,500 Rand to the bank every single month for 20 years before you become a homeowner. You have paid the bank not 1 million Rand back, you've paid the bank 2.5 million Rand back for your 1 million Rand property. And people say, own a property, it's an investment. It's not an investment. Your second property is an investment, right? But yeah, you joined DuePoint, and 6 months later, you're earning 2,500 Rand. If you put that little 2,500 Rand as an additional payment into your bond, you won't take 20 years to pay this house off, you'll take 11.5 years. And instead of paying the bank 2.5 million, you've only paid the bank 1.6 million. You've just saved yourself 900,000 Rand in interest. At month 12, you're earning 9,000 Rand a month. That's in excess of 100,000 Rand extra that you've just generated for yourself annually. At month 24, you're close to 30,000 Rand a month. You see how quickly it jumps? Because you are dependent on that duplication. You bring good people into your business, they will build a good channel. You bring weak people in your business, you're not going to get to the 30 grand, right? Bring the strong people in. At month 36, you're close to 50,000 Rand a month. Now we're talking big numbers. At month 48, you're close to 70,000 Rand a month. And then after 5 years, I said, no one's got a 5-year plan. You can take this 5-year plan home with you today. After 60 months, you'll have generated for yourself 1 million Rand extra every year at DuePoint. You can take the next 3 months off. So month 61, month 62, month 63, you don't have to do anything. You can go sit on a beach, DuePoint will still pay you. Why? Because we pay you for the channel that you built, the asset that you've built, not for your activity. All right. So this is just academic. I 100% will not argue that this is just a formula. It is just a formula, but we've got people in our business doing this. We've got thousands of people in our business doing this, right? And everybody is different. And every month we invite new people up onto stage to tell of their experience here at DuePoint. So we've got Millicent, she's been in the business for 6 months. The value of her channel is nearly at 1,300 Rand a month, right? So you might be thinking, well, she should be at 2,500 Rand. Not everyone grows at a certain rate, and not everyone brings the same quality person into the business. So everyone's duplication is very different, right? But if you speak to her, you can go to YouTube and go listen to her testimony. She'll say she didn't work for 4 months. All right? So the size of her channel sitting at 5 points, she's introduced 28 people onto her first point. So she's been very active recently. She's got 78 people in her channel. So she didn't bring all 78, she only brought in the 28. The 28 then brought in the extra 50, right? And that's the beauty of the power duplication. Then we've got Lindo down in KZN. He's been in the business for 4 months. The value of his channel sitting at nearly 4,000 a month. Right, so you can see he's doing way more than the 2,500 Rand after 6 months. That's because he's been working consistently for 4 months. He hasn't taken any months off. He's introduced 44 people to his business. That's translated into 126 in his whole channel, and he's got 7 points in his channel. Right. Then we've got some heavyweights who have been in the business for 2.5 years. Marsha and Rulof. Their average channel value is sitting at 25,000. That's average. That's if we took all their earnings and divided it by the months that they've been in the business, 25,000 a month. They've got nearly 1,800 people in their business. Their channel is 17 points wide, and they've got 9 qualified first pointers. That means they've got 9 people that they've introduced on their first point that are all earning money. They've even got one person who's got 1,000 people in his own channel. So they introduced one person that brought in over 1,000 people into the business, right? That's the power of duplication. They brought in strong people. Strong people. It is a difficult thing to find out who's strong and who's not strong, right? Very difficult to predict. But if you do enough numbers, if you knock on enough doors, you will find the people just by the numbers, right? So like I said, we've got thousands of people joining the business every single month. Everybody is different. They're all running a different race. The system is identical for everybody, yet everyone is doing something different. Why? Well, there's a number of factors. How hard they work, how consistently they work, and the quality of people that they're connecting to the business. You are at liberty to decide what you want out of our business, but more practically, you have to decide how you're going to fit DuePoint into your life. That is the big decision for me. I wish everyone would write on a piece of paper, this is what I'm going to do at DuePoint. This is how much time I'm committing. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my day. What does it look like? What does that look like? And how do you keep yourself accountable to it? Because remember I warned you, I said, you've got to do this business when you don't feel like it, right? Because we're not doing a hobby. We're not doing a New Year's resolution. We're trying to change our lives, right? You look at the state of our country and the people that are suffering in the country. We want to mitigate that crisis. Don't react when the crisis hits you. Make sure you've got a plan B before the crisis hits you, right? And don't be happy with your circumstance either. That's the problem. We often get into a comfort zone. We fall back into that comfort zone going, oh, well, this is what I'm used to. This is what I'm used to. You have to want more, and desperately so, right? So that you can motivate yourself to do this business when you don't feel like it. Getting started is very straightforward. Online or on a mobile app, it takes you 5 minutes to become a wealth engineer. You go through the application, select a product, you're a wealth engineer, right? But now you have to start applying yourself to this business. Go watch the training that we've made. We've got all this training. It's for free. You don't need a degree in this business. You can get started immediately, right? But go watch the training because it'll help you do the business better. Set goals for yourself. So that's deciding what you want out of the business. Setting goals. So in your first month, you say, okay, in my first month, I want to connect 3 people so I get qualified. At month 6, I want to earn more than 2,500 Rand. I want 4,000 Rand. And after a year, I want to be earning 15,000 Rand, not 9,000 Rand, right? So if those are your goals, then I know how many people you need to connect. Because in that example we looked at, you were only connecting 2 every month. But you want more, so connect 4 every month, right? And keep yourself accountable. But how many people do you have to speak to get 4 to become wealth engineers? That's the number you have to worry about. So to connect 4, maybe you need to speak to 20 people a month. 10 will say no to you. The other 10 will say, okay, I'll come watch. And out of the 10 that come watch this presentation, 4 will join. Those are the numbers you've got to be aware of, right? And those are the numbers that you work. And you only have to worry about the 20. Doesn't matter if they say yes to you or no to you. They'll probably insult you when they say no to you. Right? That's how people are. Maybe they even set the dog on you and you go running out. Doesn't matter. Just find the 20. Speak to 20. 20 strangers, 20 colleagues. It doesn't matter who it is, but that is the number that you worry about. Get merchandise. This is a picture of belief. Branding. So if we think about branding, you know, advertising and branding. Why do companies spend so much money with ad agencies and branding agencies to make their companies look as good as possible? Why do they do that? Because what it does is it builds trust in the consumer's eye. And if there's trust from the consumer is more willing to transact with that business. You guys are businesses now. If you become a wealth engineer, you are a business. You go out with business cards, you look professional, you speak to people professionally, you behave professionally, it will help you succeed more effectively. So please consider getting merchandise. These are tools to help you succeed. For me, the most important thing is business cards. Get the business cards, right? It'll help you. I'm not just trying to sell business cards. I don't make money out of business cards. Business cards are actually a pain in my bum to manage and administrate every single month. But they are wonderful tools to help you connect more people successfully. Join our Facebook page. We're very active on Facebook. Join the YouTube channel. All our videos are there. It is the platform that we use to live stream to the entire country 8 times a week. And then finally, when you become a wealth engineer, make sure one of the first things you actually do is download the mobile app onto your smartphone, because the mobile app tells you exactly what's happening in your channel. It tells you whether you're growing or shrinking. It tells you whether you've got good quality in your business or poor quality in your business. It tells you whether you're making money while you're sleeping or whether you're not, right? So make sure the app is downloaded. And then finally onto the rewards program. The rewards program is the cherry on top here at DuePoint. It's the extra. Everyone likes a bit of extra, right? So this is definitely extra. This is what we have rewards for you over and above the income that you generate every single month. How does it work? If you become a wealth engineer, you will start out as rank 0. You're not even on the slide. To get on the slide, to get to rank 1, you need what we call 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. Right? To get 1,000 XP, it's experience points. We give you XP for everything that you do. You look at your app, you come to intro presentations, you bring guests, you get XP for anything. 1,000 XP you can do in 30 seconds. You need 4 products in your qualified channel, and when you meet those 2 criteria, you become a rank 1 wealth engineer, and we give you 55 Rand. Humble beginnings, but you're on the board, and now you know that you can play this game. Because the game doesn't change. It's just the same activity for time. You want to get to rank 20? The rank 20s are multi-millionaires. Multi-millionaires. The only thing separating you from rank 1 and rank 20 is time. The rank 20s are still knocking on doors, still hearing the no's, still having the dog set on them. They're just working the numbers, but they've been working the numbers longer than anyone else. That's the only difference, right? Our business requires endurance. There's a 20,000 Rand check, a 50,000 Rand check. There's some wonderful rewards in the rewards program. We give tools to our wealth engineers with video collateral on. It plugs into any device. At rank 7, you get very fancy and very expensive business cards, again, for purposes of credibility, to make a good first impression, to be more successful connecting people more effectively. At rank 9, we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference every single year for the rest of your life. Business class flights, 5-star luxury resort for 7 days, all expenses paid trip, every single year. One gentleman got to rank 9 in 5 months. 5 months, right? You get to decide how quickly you want to do it. So take a look at our last trip. This was Western Turtle Bay in Mauritius. We're going to a different resort this year, but this is available for every one of you in the room.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up. We will start from the start. 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 We will start from the start.
How does that look? We are 8 weeks away from, is it, no, it's less. 4 weeks.
4 weeks now.
4 weeks before we go on our next rank 9 trip, right? You got to decide when you're coming with us. When, guys? We don't reset your XP. You can take as long as you want. Rank 9's not going anywhere, but it's waiting for you. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 Rand buying you a brand new car, one with no debit order at the end of the month, and you can choose any car. Which car do you want? Everyone goes the big one. I want the big one, right? It is up to, yes, there we go, the Ford Bucky. It is up to you. But at rank 11, how much closer are you to being debt-free? When you're going on an overseas holiday with your family every single year and you've got a car that you never had to pay for and no debit order. Are you closer to becoming wealthy? Our rewards program goes up to rank 28. We're only at rank 11. This is early days. You can do this in under 2 years if you want to. So that is the invitation. National encounters for the rest of the year. So we've already done 3. We've got 2 left over, Bombela and Cape Town. These are awesome opportunities for you to go build channels in these provinces. If you know anyone in these provinces, make a list of them, phone them, and find out if they want to come to a business seminar that makes wealth. Simple as that. They might tell you to go away. Some might say yes. The ones who tell you to go away, you say, give me a list of names that I can phone, some people that I can help. You make the longest list you can, right? Then you go onto our website, click on events, and you go register yourself and guests for each one of these business seminars that we're doing in Bombela and Cape Town. So that by the end of the year, by December, you've already made wealth for yourself in December. You want to have a better December than you had last year, right? You want to see the petrol price go up and say, not a problem. DuePoint's paying for my petrol. Right? It's about mitigating risk. This is what the business is about. And so that is my invitation to you to come join us here at DuePoint. With all the support in the world, we want to see you effective. We want to see you profitable. This is true collaboration, right? You do successful work, you get rewarded for it. You earn returns for it. We get to grow a business, and the business grows together with this wonderful partnership and collaboration that we create. And we've designed the business to be low risk so anyone can join it without the fear of losing anything. That is my invitation to you on this Wednesday lunchtime in the middle of Johannesburg. If you have any questions, come speak to me. Otherwise, I wish everybody a very prosperous 8 weeks of what's left of this year. Make them prosperous. You have to make them prosperous. All right. Good luck, guys. Thank you.